I challenge you to come see me for a free consultation and stop thinking about dieting, because I'll tell you right now that diets don't work. And my name is Marshall Malley, and I welcome you to my website called marshallsplan.com. They're called Abdali sweeps. They're 180 degrees, and what she's doing is really working her core and her oblique muscles. Not to mention that her upper body's getting a tremendous amount of strength training at the same time.
Most orthodontists have neck and shoulder pain, a lot of back pain, but Marshall designed a specialized workout for me to work on the muscles that I needed the most.
The whole idea is that you do not want to be hyperextending these shoulders and putting weight on there, load bearing, and then coming back like that. Holy whatever, Batman, I don't believe you're doing this. I have never seen anybody do double kickbacks on a Bosu ball. Keep their balance and keep their core. This is awesome. What he's doing is he's squeezing his butt real hard and engaging his core. He's bringing his wrists up to the parallel position where his forearms are parallel to the floor each time he comes up. Note that he's not using that for momentum. He's stopping for a millisecond at the top every time he comes down. And he's also standing very close to the bar so that he's not pulling back in a backward position. He's pushing down in a downward position. I've got Jimmy Travis here. Jimmy's been training with me for a little bit over 3 years, and currently he's doing some shoulder presses. I'd like you to know that Jimmy's 70 years old. He's an ex-Marine. It's important that you eat right. Eating right is 75% of the battle, where 25% of the battle is... I'd like to recommend that you always do the complete set that you set out to, whatever your goal is, if it's 50 or 100 or 200 on one side, and then go back to the other side. Get rid of any and all fat that they can on the legs, and this is one way to tighten up. The main way to get rid of it is by eating right, which Sandra knows because she's done a magnificent job with the Eat Smart program. And the most important thing is that the bar is over the center of his pectoral muscle. Remember now, cardio is defined as 120 beats per minute or more, so just kind of like walking on that treadmill is not going to cut it. Jan's a triathlete, and she's in training for her next triathlete. It's a great way to build up the lats. What you do is you make sure that you pull with your legs. You keep your legs out straight, you reach forward, and you keep your arms locked. You sit up straight, and then you... The ball is enabling him to not get back pain while he's doing it. It cushions him. He's using the double spreader to pull forward, which activates his abs. Double arm extensions. Notice that her elbows are real high in the air. She's coming down at the same speed that she's going up. She's not snapping her elbows shut when they're reaching the straight position. She's got her core real tight. Her neck is relaxed. And she's doing an awesome job. It's too easy at rep number 20. What are you going to do?
All right, add 5 pounds.
Yeah, and where do you start the comparing from what rep?
14.
Yeah. Between rep 14 and rep 20, it should become increasingly more difficult. And by the time you get to rep 20, if you can't do it, don't stress yourself to the point where you lose your form because you'll get injured. We're going to work our abs, but we're also going to work our entire core. The idea is that your hands are spread at shoulder distance apart, and you're going to come down all the way till your chin touches the floor, and you come back up. Now I want you to notice that as I do this, my wrists are the only thing on the floor. My lat pull down, bringing the bar to the sternum, and each rotation or each range of motion is separate, so therefore we're not using any momentum whatsoever. Every time we get to the top or to the bottom, notice that she's stopping for a millisecond. And she is Jan. Thank you for demonstrating this, Jan. Variation of a bicep curl, and what Steve's doing right now is he's got his abs really tight, his core is tight, his butt squeezed tight, and he's not standing too close. He's leaning back about 10 degrees in order to take the pressure off his back. Spread in a tripod type position for stability, and her back is resting on the ball where her scapula touches the ball, and her arms are curved in such a way that it's like I call a telephone pole. I call this the tree hugger because I explained to keep your arms nice and round for maximum effect for the pectoral muscle. Engage your core while doing crossovers. If you notice, he's on one foot. By being on one foot, he had to engage his core to keep his balance. To counterbalance everything with hyperextensions for your back. The idea is not to go down far, it's not necessary. The starting point can be right here. Hands behind the back, bending at the waist only. This particular exercise, which is called an upright row, works the trapezius muscles and the back, and also part of the rhomboids, which in turn strengthen allowing any grass to grow. Now, if you notice, what Jan is doing is she took one arm and went to the center, then she brought the other arm in and went to the center. She did not reach behind her, putting both shoulders into a position where she could hurt her rotator cuffs. And the only thing that's twisting is from his neck to his waistline angle, so that he can get more of the center part of the lat that way. If you notice, he's not moving his shoulder at all. The only thing that's moving is his elbow joint, and that way he's isolating the exercise and getting the maximum benefit out of it.
Recommend Marshall to anyone who's looking to start working out and start building a better
Between
life.
the belly button, a little bit lower, Brad, between the belly button and also the pecs. Now he's working 100% on his pecs. If you notice, he's been on one foot the entire time.
It's been wonderful.
Well, I tell you, this program is fantastic.
You can make sure your finances are in check. You can make sure your house is in check, but you gotta make sure your body's good too.
You were the man that he recommended, I see, and I'm so grateful that I did.
I believe this is it. I found the secret, and from this point forward, that's what I'll be always eating like.
Even with all the thousands of books out there that you have read up until this day, you haven't been able to do it, and that's why you're looking for that wonderful magic. I'm here to help you formulate a better, healthy, much more youthful life for your entire future. Please give me a call. It would be my honor to train you. My number is 941-266-2280.